According to Adrian Wojnarowski, RJ Barrett has just agreed to a 4-year, $120 million rookie extension with the New York Knicks. Now, this is up to $120 million. They have not said what the guaranteed money is, but those incentives are based off if he's able to make All-Star appearances or All-NBA appearances. So far, RJ hasn't been the perfect player, but he's definitely shown flashes and had some good production over the years. Through his 3 seasons with the Knicks, he's averaged 17.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 3 assists, while last year he had his best season, averaging 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. RJ's been known as a slasher and shows the potential to be a two-way player. Hopefully can develop a little bit more of a jump shot, develop the defense, develop his finishing. Some of his lack of finishing has been due to the lack of floor spacing around him and not a lot of playmakers around him. Now they have Brunson, who is a plus playmaker, is a plus shooter, but he's been playing around Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, some other guys that just aren't, known to be sharpshooters. And hopefully with Brunson and some other moves they made and potential moves they can make in the future, his true potential can show. Now, a lot of people have been asking, how does this affect the Donovan Mitchell trade? RJ hasn't been in all of the trade rumors and trade talks surrounding Donovan. It's been mostly focused on a mix of like Emmanuel Quickley, Evan Fournier, Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, and a bunch of first-round picks. They have like 11, and the talks have been including like 4 or 5. But I guess recently there have been some talks about including RJ in the trade. It's not impossible for him to be in the trade. Most of the time when people sign these extensions, they have where they can't be signed until December 15th or January 15th, like DeAndre Ayton this summer. But with RJ, that's not the case. But there is a poison pill, which from my understanding, instead of trading RJ Barrett and they receive his $10.9 million in salary, the Jazz, right now, they would get it and it would be like $26 million on their salary cap. So it does make it harder, but it doesn't make it impossible. And I know some of the concern with RJ, if you get him, you're getting a really good solid piece to build around on top of picks. But I guess some of the concern has been like them having to pay him instead of just getting picks and getting some young guys that they don't have to pay yet. That's one of the concerns with getting Obi Toppin as well. But now the Knicks set a deadline, like if the trade doesn't happen by this time, then we're going to extend RJ. I think that's good. Some people have been saying it's good that the Knicks are trying to set boundaries, trying to set deadlines, and trying to dictate some of the trade instead of just letting Danny Ainge and the Jazz be like, give us all the picks, give us this and this. They're not just laying down and doing whatever the Jazz want. From what I've heard, most Knicks fans believe that they will not include RJ Barrett in the trade. They would prefer to have Donovan come to New York and play with Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. Some people have thought maybe that's not going to be a great team. It's not going to be a contender. While it might not be a contender, the Knicks haven't been great the last couple of years, and this would put them, having RJ, Julius, Jalen, Donovan core, may not make you a contender, but it would make them a playoff team, potentially a 50-win team, potentially a fun team, which even though nowadays isn't looked upon as great, it's either you're a contender or you're rebuilding, it would still be good for the Knicks to have some success. It's good for the league when the Knicks are good and fun. We saw that 2 years ago with Julius and Derrick Rose and those guys. And I've heard some people say that maybe by getting Donovan, having RJ on the team, having Jalen, maybe doesn't make you a contender, but it could be what entices a top 10 player, a superstar, to come to New York and be the piece that takes them over the top. My hope is that RJ Barrett is able to, whether he's on the Knicks or the Jazz, hopefully with the Knicks with Donovan and whoever else sticks around, that he's able to take out his potential that he's shown in college and throughout parts of his career, that he's able to be the player he was meant to be, and that they're able to fit pieces around him that enable him to be as good as he could potentially be. Let me know what you think of all this. Will RJ be worth the $120 million potentially? Will he be traded to New York, or will he stick around with the Knicks and build with Donovan and Julius and Mitchell Robinson and Derrick Rose and anyone else that sticks around? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.